Crash 3 has a global timer that starts counting up when you power on the console, and it resets whenever you die or restart a time trial. This timer controls lots of things in the game, such as enemies, and the turning wheels in the water levels, and the doors in these levels, among many other things. For example, if I freeze the global timer, this snake will stop moving. That's one of the things that's controlled by it. Another thing is the waves in the jet ski levels. But if we wait for a very long time, this timer will overflow. And the snake is gone. Now this overflows to this value in hex, 8 with 7 zeros after it. And if you read it as a signed 4-byte value, then it's interpreted by the game as a negative number. So a lot of these cycles get glitched and move backwards a lot of times. Now, one major effect of this is the doors in these levels. So the doors are now completely broken and we can walk straight through them. It looks like there's a gap in this wall, but you can't go through it. And also in these levels, the spikes out of these pits are very broken, and they don't seem to hurt you at all. In the future levels, enemies are not doing what they're supposed to. This enemy's completely gone, and it can't hurt you. But you might be wondering, where is this enemy? Well, if you look very closely in the background, he's here. For a split second. Now, these lasers don't shoot either, and the enemy in the background there is very broken. These levels are also very broken. This enemy here is supposed to stop you from walking on this platform, but it doesn't, because it's not there at this point with the broken cycles. And this enemy has a lot of graphical bugs. Also, the carpets that you're supposed to jump on don't move anymore. They just stay in one spot. Now, water levels, the shark is moving backwards. And we see that because it's a negative value and it's going up, it sort of makes the cycles move backwards. The pufferfish as well gets very large, and it still does have a hitbox sometimes in some spots like there, but it's not very visible. And these boxes are very crazy with this, so we'll have another look at those boxes. Usually this box doesn't show TNT, but it does for a split second now. I tried to break it when it says TNT a few times, and I haven't had any luck, so it seems to just be a visual effect. Now in these levels, we have backwards moving goats and very stretched frogs. But it's not good because you can't actually finish the game like this. The game ends up crashing in some spots. An example of this is the jet ski levels, where they crash eventually, just before the first jump. And another example is when you get invincibility. And it can crash in lots of different places, depending on when you hit the box and where the global cycle is. Even if you already have invincibility, sometimes it will still crash. Well, all the time it will still crash if you move. It can crash in lots of different ways, like so. Now, how long will this actually take you to get into this state? Well, we need this value to hit 8 and then 7 zeros in hex, and that number in decimal is this number, just over 2 billion frames. Now, this timer increments 30 times every second on NTSC, which is on the US or Japanese version, so it would take you 828.5 days to reach this state, and that's 2.26 years. If you're playing on PAL, due to the slower frame rate, it only increments 25 times every second, so it would take you 994 days and 2.72 years. Now, this could have an application in speedrunning if it wasn't for the 2-year wait and crashes, but some levels do end up being a little bit quicker. And I haven't tested every single level with this, so if people want to have a look, the address is 069034, and you can set that just over 8 with 7 zeros after 8 in hex. Then see what kind of effects you can find.